Hello, I'm Wallace Allen. That's Anthony Garcia, the Mood Master. The name of the program is Empire Talks Back, where we discuss things that matter. We'll be back right after this short break.
Hi, I'm Peter, and there's nothing I love more than sharing vegetables with my friends.
Come on in! Help yourself to anything.
That's why we give our food the utmost respect it deserves. Did you know there are simple steps we can all take to help save food? You can cook it, store it, even share it. Just don't waste it. Because when it comes to food, better ate than never. To learn more, visit SaveTheFood.com.
Why is my son having trouble in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with my son over his homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No. He's smart, but his mind wanders.
7 wonders of the world.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Redirecting to understood.org.
Join parents and experts at understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues to help your child thrive.
Hello, good to see you. Glad that you're back. I'm Wallace Allen. Excited to bring to you today some members of a group called the PAL Center. I'd like to introduce you to Mr. Dwayne Radden. Dr. Radden, how are you, sir?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Very good. And we'd also introduce your compadres here. This is Chris.
Coach Love here. Chris Love.
How you doing?
And Dominic White.
Dominic White.
Yes.
Very good. Good to see you guys. Coach, tell me a little bit about the PAL Club. What is the PAL Center?
The PAL Center is a nonprofit organization that's been around for over 3 decades, serving our community in Muscoy throughout the Inland Empire.
I'm quite happy with the name PAL because it infers a relationship, but that's actually an acronym for
Provisional Accelerated Learning.
Provisional Accelerated Learning.
Yes.
How did the PAL Center get started?
Oh, it came from our founder, Dr. Henry, a little over 33 years ago. She came out of Arkansas with a vision to save young girls that were pregnant to get an education. When she came to San Bernardino, she realized that it was a need more than just young girls. So she started working with students and tutoring, and from there the PAL Center was born.
Mildred Hendry is a bit of a legend here in the Inland Empire. She's not a person that accepts the letters N-O put together in any type of sentence. And
Absolutely.
I do admire her for her stick-to-itness because this is how things happen. How is the PAL Center doing? What does the PAL Center do now, and how has it kind of expanded since Dr. Henry, because she retired
2.5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So since then we've grown to record numbers in the last 2 years. We've started a middle school. We have 2 high school programs, one in San Bernardino, one in Muscoy. We've revamped our WIOA program.
What program?
The WIOA Workforce Innovation Act program used to be the OJTPA.
It sounded like you said we owe, and that's a program that I'm involved in. We owe.
Yeah.
But no, what is the WIOA? Explain that.
WIOA is Workforce Opportunity Innovation Act.
Okay.
And it services kids 16 to 24, that's out of school youth. It helps prepare them for work, in the workforce, soft skills that they need to go get jobs or go back to college, whatever they need.
So what's involved in that program? How do they get into that?
Well, you just need to contact our office. We have a director there, Dee Smith, and she brings you in and go through an interviewing process and make sure you meet all the barriers and requirements for the county and the state. And from that period, they walk you through the process to get in the program.
Who is the PAL Center for? And I understand you've got the PAL Center, you've got a couple of schools and some programs. You want to break that out for us and give us an idea of who should be where and how could people apply, because hopefully we'll get people excited about the PAL Center. Hopefully they'll want to sign themselves and their children up, because you have classes for what? Young people? Who are your classes
We do.
for?
So the PAL Center the PAL Center itself is a community-based organization. Underneath the umbrella, we have a charter school, which is called PAL Charter Academy. That's for kids who are coming in. We're a smaller campus that need to come in. We have a credit recovery program. We have a lot of different things that coach as well as Ms. White will break out for you under their auspice. But we've got a lot of things going on for the community. We have a food bank going on as well. We feed the community. Yeah, we feed the community every Tuesday. We've got sport. We got a lot of different things going on. We got a tutoring program that's through the county family services and probation that we work with kids, elementary kids. We've got an Upward Bound program that we just got funded for in October, which we're working with San Bernardino High School. We've got 60 kids at their school that are, if their Upward Bound program is about getting kids into college. So we've got a great team that's reaching to the community and trying to fulfill needs that's throughout the Inland Empire.
Now, I've heard you talk about programs for young people, teenagers. Do you have programs for adults?
We do. We just now last year we piloted a high school adult program, so high school, and we've got that going. So that's available for anybody, any age. So if you need a high school diploma, call us at the PAL Center, go to our website, palcenter.org. But we can get you ready to go, because you know how it is, the workforce now, without a diploma, you're not getting hired. So if there's any adults out there that want to go back to school and
you're not talking about that diploma that they're giving the kids that come out of preschool.
No. This is
preschool diploma is not the
absolutely
kind of
not. No, this is
about a minimum high school.
It's a high school diploma. Yes, exactly.
And that really doesn't go very far in these days.
Absolutely.
What do you offer beyond that?
So we extend the Upward Bound program again. We talked about, but we also are working with our student life coordinator. Are working to get kids in. We're A through G. We are WASH accredited, so our kids can actually leave our school and go right into a four-year university.
Okay.
So and Coach White works that. Miss Dominica White works that program. So I want to let her tell you a little bit about that, because she's really got a handle on a lot of that stuff.
Very good. Okay, so it's on you. That's right.
Thank you.
I understand that you wear several caps at the PAL campus.
Yes.
Tell us a bit about those caps and what they mean to you in terms of your real activities.
Okay, excellent. So I'm the Student Success Coordinator for PAL Charter Academy. I run the Office of Student Life and Success Center, and under there, athletics, clubs and orgs, career technical education, also known as CTE, and college access. College access and career support all kind of fall under that particular department, specifically the college access. We're working to improve our numbers of students that are transitioning straight from PAL to a four-year university. We have a number of students who go on to the community college post-graduation. We have not seen a lot of students go straight to the university. This school year we'll have a few that make that transition, and we're making some intentional steps to increase those numbers, i.e. adding an ACT and SAT test prep course, making sure that we offer additional A through G. We have an approved A through G curriculum, but we're not offering a lot of classes. We're offering the bare minimum, so we're trying to increase our course offerings at this time so that students are able to connect.
You're actually having classes that prepare them to take the test,
yes,
to go to college,
yes,
as most high schools do. That's for the SAT, and what is the other test now?
ACT. So those are the two college entrance exams, are SAT and ACT. Students are usually familiar with the SAT, not as familiar with the ACT. The big difference between the two tests is that the ACT allows you to test and show your knowledge base in multiple subjects, whereas the SAT only tests in reading and math.
So what are the other obstacles that slow the students down from being able to go to a four-year school?
I think that for our demographic, it's probably the misconception of PAL. We are trying to recover from this identity that we're a continuation school and we only service a certain kind of student. And the last 2.5 years, we've been intentional in shifting our focus, our perception, and making sure that we know and that the public knows that we're not a continuation school. We are a charter school, a charter academy, in fact, and that students are they're held to a high level of expectation. The rigor is increasing increasing each year, and that they're able to have those support systems and opportunities beyond their high school experience. We have a commitment to offering each of our students a 6-year plan, which takes them 2 years beyond their high school diploma in terms of resources and support to connect them with whatever pathway they desire, be it college or career.
You said that there's a difference between the charter academy and continuation schools, and I'm sure that you know that difference quite well.
Yes.
Most of my audience probably has no idea. So what are we talking about when we say continuation school that you no longer do?
So continuation school typically is alternative learning. It's the student that has been pushed out of traditional education. It is a last resort. They are attempting to recover credits. They don't have...
Who, for whatever reason, are no longer in regular school.
Correct.
Regular public schools, but there are alternative schools, and they tend to be, that's where you would get your continuation school.
Correct.
When I was a youngster, they called that the school for the bad kids. I know you don't want to use that word or use that kind of terminology or classification for them, but those are the students who couldn't get along in regular school.
Well, and that's the classification for continuation, which is why we're intentional in our verbiage to let people know that we're not.
Yeah, when they register their kids to come to your school, they're not putting them next to the kids who were disruptive and not able to make it in regular school.
Correct.
Your institution is a school for people who want to learn, not for people who have demonstrated real issues about wanting to learn, right? I mean, there's a difference. Some people want to learn, some people don't. And I may say some things that, let me know if I'm pushing your PRs the wrong way.
No, you're good. But let me touch on this, though. We get those types of students as well.
Right.
One of the things what we've done is change the culture on our campus. We take the time to interview our students now. There was a time that anybody can come in, but they were coming, and now we really, I say this to my staff all the time, all of our students are going to come to us with an IEFP, Individual Educational and Family Problems. And our job is to figure out how to solve that. So this time,
say that again, individual.
IEFP, which is Individual Educational and Family Problems. And our job is to solve that.
Everybody has that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I mean, it's got a nice little ring to it, a nice title, but the fact is that everybody has their own individual needs, and if I'm able to have a school deliver that individual attention as well as a general attention, I think I'm doing pretty good.
Right.
And so you guys offer that.
We do, and that's what I think that's the difference between us and the traditional setting. We have a smaller school. We have about 275 kids in our school. It's a campus where everybody knows everybody, and we work together. As our team interviews, we kind of find out what the kid needs from not only an educational perspective, but from the family's perspective. If I'm hungry, I ain't coming to school to learn, right? So we got to feed them, right? So whatever that issue is, we address that. I think that's what sets us apart from other charters and other district schools. We're able to hone in on what that student really needs on both sides of the spectrum. And no disrespect towards the larger schools, but the reality when you're sitting 45-1 in a classroom, and our numbers are 25-1.
Well, I figure it's pretty easy to fool somebody if I'm 1 or 45 in a class and I don't want to learn, and I don't mind disrupting other people.
Absolutely.
It's pretty easy to hide. This is Empire Talks Back, a place where we talk about things that matter. I'm discussing things, discussing issues. I'm discussing school with Mr. Dwayne Radden, with Mr. Chris Love, and Ms. Dominique White. They all are representing the PAL Center, the PAL campus in the city of San Bernardino, a place like Muscoy. A great place to be. We'll be back right after this short break. While you go do what you got to do, we'll be here when you get back. Thank you. Hello, glad you're back. I'm here with the staff, some of the staff members from the PAL Center, Provisional Accelerated Learning. They have a campus here in the Inland Empire that is just waiting. Well, they're not really waiting, they're busy educating people now, but they don't have you and your children there. So they are anticipating that you will be interested in bringing your kids and yourself to the PAL Center for some of that great programming that they have. And right now they're recruiting.
Absolutely. We're campaigning.
What's involved in that?
We're campaigning recruiting for our middle school program as well as our high school program.
Now the middle school program is?
Our middle school, 6th to 8th grade, and we have it currently right now on our Muscoy campus, but our goal is to extend it to our San Bernardino campus. Currently we have 3 campuses that we're operating, one in Muscoy, two in San Bernardino.
How does a student get into your middle school program? They've graduated from elementary, they're just making a decision about going to the middle school that's probably in their neighborhood or whatever.
Correct.
Why would they come to you instead?
Well, I tell you, our setting is small, we got a lot. The direct instruction is incredible in our school because we have probably 3 to 4 teachers working with a small number of kids, and we're able to home in on what they're missing, their skills that they're missing and what they need.
Mr. Love.
Yes.
Why would they come to the PAL Center as opposed to going to another school? What's the advantage that you see? I'm sure there's some advantage, not just, well, this is just as good as another place. You feel there's some advantage to being at the PAL Center. What would that be?
Well, as a staff, we always tend to address, as Coach said, the individual educational family problems. So a part of that is our student management process and how we do orientation and student intake. And that also partners with our recruitment program. So we know where our students are, and then we work with them from there. So for example, we have about 4 programs here on campus that we provide to our high school age students. Okay, so if I'm a student who has a work issue, I have to work a job to support my family, or a teenage mother or parent or something like that, they have the option to go to our Independent Study 2 or Independent Study 3 or Independent 4 program.
And what does that mean?
Independent Study 2 is Tuesday and Thursdays from 2 to 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
So it leaves them time to do other things.
Absolutely, and they have full access to the credits and units that they would get at a traditional comprehensive high school.
Do you monitor and involve yourself with those things that they do on Monday and Wednesday and Friday?
Well, yes, because of the way the program is set up, students, because we do have a virtual component, they'll be working at home. So they'll be here for 2 days out the week, but we also expect them to check in throughout the week to give us questions about their homework, study skills, and things like that. If they're a student that's working, of course, if they're under the age of 18, they have a work permit. That requires a GPA, requires attendance, as well as character recommendations from our principal, counselors, and teachers. So we do have to keep aware of that just because of how work permits and things like that work. If a student has family problems, of course, with our student management, our counselors, and the Office of Student Life, we keep track of those students to see how they're successful.
Mrs. White.
Yes, sir.
It appears that you guys have all of the good academic reasons for someone to attend that school, attend PAL campus. What at the other level, the personal level, the emotional level, the support level, do you see taking place with the students that makes the PAL Center a special place?
It absolutely is the individualized approach that's extended not only to the academic arena but to personal investment. Every one of our students is assigned an academic success teacher. That is a 1 to 25 ratio. So for every student, their academic success teacher has an opportunity to build a personal relationship with them to address immediate needs. That happens at the classroom level in every classroom. From the Office of Student Life, we offer athletics, a comprehensive athletic program. So we have for high school softball, volleyball, basketball, soccer. At the middle school level, we offer flag football as well as soccer and basketball at middle school. And then we are looking to expand our sports offerings in the 2018-2019 school year to include some football options for high schoolers as well as possibly baseball and track and field or cross country. There's also clubs and orgs. ASB, Associated Student Body, is fully functioning at all of our high school campuses and being birthed at our middle school campus as well. We do. We attempted this year. This is our first year attempting ASB elections, and because it was a new experience, the kids were not real receptive to it. We had our secretary do a lot of...
When you say not receptive, in terms of someone running for office or people voting?
No, they nominated well. The people that were nominated.
Because you're nominating someone.
Yes. The people that were nominated, many of them did not accept their nominations, and then only a couple of them actually went through the campaigning process and won by default because it was singular in their assignments. But our ASB group at the high school level, actually at both of the high school levels, we're training together, going over Robert's Rules of Order, parliamentary procedure. So they learned that, and they'll be building an election and campaigning process for the new school year in the spring of this year, as well as working with our middle schoolers so that they can have their own ASB at the middle school level.
Very good.
As well.
Very good, because running for office is not an easy thing to set yourself up to do, but as you continue to train them, I'm sure that you'll find some are really going to be anxious to be in charge.
Absolutely. Did you share a little bit about the trip when we go out to colleges and things like that?
Your outreach to and your field trips. What kind of field trips do you take the kids?
We do. So they vary.
And I keep saying kids,
students, young adults.
Young adults, yeah.
It varies. So we have a number of opportunities throughout the school year for students to do campus tours at colleges, at various colleges and universities. We usually get out to at least 2 sporting events at the collegiate level. Every now and again, we have a professional opportunity. We have one pending with the Clippers, Agua Caliente Clippers, coming up at the end of this month. We'll be taking some of our math students as well as some of our athletes out to see a game, and it's their education day, so they'll be going over statistics in basketball at the basketball game. We also do education day at 66er Stadium right here in San Bernardino. This year it's science themed, and so we're hoping to take some of our younger students to participate in that. We had an opportunity at the end of last year to participate in the Rose Float decoration for Cal College.
I heard some positive feedback on your experience with the Rose Float.
It was phenomenal. We took one of our middle schoolers, a couple of our staff, and then a handful of our high schoolers. It was a last minute call in. Cal Poly said, we have volunteers that cancel. We need some help. Can you guys come out? And I did not know that regular people had the opportunity to decorate the Rose Float. And so
they teach you how to do it.
Yeah, it was cool. The kids had a really good time. They actually were trying to go back for a second day and do it, but we couldn't work it in the schedule. We couldn't work it in the schedule. We were at the last weekend.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Can local businesses help you guys out at all, and if so, how? I'm thinking as you do the field trips, you ever do job trips or work trips where you actually go to work sites and show them what's going on?
Absolutely. So
have they been out to Amazon? Or?
We have not been out to Amazon. Okay. We would love to go to Amazon.
Stater Brothers?
We would love to go. We have not connected with employers in that regard.
How about Mattel toys?
We'd like to go to all of them. Let's set it up, Mr. Wallace. We love
these are people that are in our community.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure to open the doors, especially since we just gave them a commercial. that should be helpful. What are some of the things that you're looking forward to having happen that we as a community can support you in?
Well, I think for us, just to kind of support us in building where Powell Center and the Powell Academy is going, supporting.
How do you get your funding?
We're state funded for the school side. Other things is grants. We write grants for all the other programs. So
people could stop by and drop a couple bucks in a cup or something.
Yeah, and we're a nonprofit as well, so we're 501(c), and so everything they do and give is a tax write-off. Okay. So we appreciate anybody that can come by and stop by and do something for our kids in our community.
So. Well, I'm the world's greatest domino player. I don't know if you guys would like to hire me to come. I was just kidding. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. I know somebody's mad because I am the world's greatest domino. That's just the way it is. Given all of the things that are going on at the Powell Center, the things what do you do that actually involves the community? Do we invite the community in? Have you had an open house? Are you looking forward to having an open house? Can people just stop by and see what's going on there, or what is the protocol?
Well, they can stop by. We have open house. We've had two this year.
We have one coming up.
Community events. We did a.
Do you have any idea now when that is? Is it scheduled?
The next open house for the Musqueam campus is on February the 1st, Thursday, February the 1st at 4:30 p.m.
Well, we need to say something about that. February 1st, which is only
a couple of
short
weeks
time away.
Yes.
Yeah. And how do they get to the campus? Give them a phone number so they can call you and make arrangements to do that stuff. Can they do that?
Yeah, they can. 909-887-7002. And they can reach us at powellcenter.org as well. But the best way, we're at 2450 Blake Street in the heart of Muscoy.
All right.
And we encourage you to come down and visit us anytime.
Very good. Well, I look forward to doing that. I know that others should come out and see you. February 1st.
Yes.
What time is the open house?
4:30 p.m.
4:30 p.m.
Yes.
Okay, and what will be happening there? Will we be steak and lobster and all that kind of stuff?
You know, we may have something for you on the side when you come, but it's cookies and punch. You know? and so,
we're there to educate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
And before we go, I want to tell you something that's dear to my heart. You know, I'm a coach at heart, and I want him to tell a little bit about this program. We talked about it on the last show.
I was going to ask you now about, is there any stories, anything you can tell us about that would help us to be more encouraged about the bouncing?
Well, what Coach is referring to is our athletic recovery program. There's a trend in the Inland Empire as well as in the state of California that you have a brain drain of student athletes. That brain drain consists of two things. Student athletes that are just getting through the season just to be eligible, 2.0 depending upon the district, or a little bit higher. And they're not achieving classes that'll get them ready to graduate, let alone go to a 2-year or 4-year college. The art program addresses that. So we go to school districts, to high schools, and we go to athletic counselors, athletic directors and counselors if they have an athletic counselor or just their head counselor, and say if you have students who are currently ineligible or are not on pace to graduate or not A through G compliant, and you're serious.
You've looked at them close enough to make that determination.
Correct, by evaluating transcripts.
Yeah, because that to me seems to be as much of the problem as anything else, because I know there's a shortage of counselors and I understand that, but I don't sympathize with the fact that people who are being paid to counsel our students are finding a reason, whether it's justifiable or not, to let students get by without the counseling until it's too late.
Absolutely.
So you offer another level of counseling and support.
Absolutely. We offer that other level of counseling where our students come into our campus for a trimester or maybe longer to get credit recovery, to get on pace to graduate, or to accelerate possibly going forward, because that's the second game. Some student athletes are actually scholarship athletes, but they need to be student scholar athletes. It's not just based upon your athletic ability.
Well, we discussed this thing about the student athlete once before in another form and format regarding how that's used as an excuse to put students to work as athletes, making money for the colleges and not paying them.
Absolutely.
We'll discuss that at another time.
Absolutely.
But your concern is to get the student. When we say credit recovery, we're not talking about his FICA score. We're talking about his academic score.
Absolutely, his academic units towards graduation, as well as through our prescription and our assessment process, finding those gaps where they may need some extra accommodations or work to pick themselves back up.
Announcement to the parents of athletes. You know, you've been talking to your son and daughter about the fact that there's not a lot of jobs in the NFL, NBA, the hockey league, not a lot of jobs there. So you want them to learn something peripheral that they can do that maybe will keep them excited about athletics or use the passion that they have in athletics. You can call the PAL Center about this credit recovery program. You know most about your students, your son, your daughter's academic situation. If they've got an athletic potential, regardless of how they are apparently doing in school, you may want to call the PAL Center, and so you can double check, triple check that your student is actually preparing himself to be as academically strong as his athletic ability may take him to be. So, what's the number again?
909.
And am I correct? They can call you directly.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely. 909-887-7002.
Very good. Okay, guys. Anything special that we haven't had a chance to say that you feel needs to be said? About the PAL Center, about your program, about the nature of your relationship with Mr. Brad. This is the time to say it.
It sounded as if he said a forever hold your peace.
I want to thank you guys for coming in.
Thank you for having us. I really appreciate it.
I want to share with the audience that I've known Mr. Rad for some years. I admire him sincerely. He's not as good a coach as I am, but that's okay. And he's certainly not the best domino player. But he is someone that you can trust with your children because he has a passion to make life better for them and for us through these children. So, guys, we appreciate you very much. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
I'll see you on February 1st. Stop by and get my steak and lime. Well, okay.
You're not supposed to say that on air.
We'll work with that. Thank you very much. I appreciate you coming to be with us today. There's 1,000 other things you could do. We appreciate you. We'll see you next time. Thank you.